Hey loves, welcome to my YouTube channel Life with Kinsey. I am so happy and thrilled that you actually stopped by to watch this video today. And so let us just start with the video. I will take you step by step to teach you this recipe without even filtering anything. And let me tell you guys something. So with this bucket of scones, you can actually sell it for 700 rand, 750 rand. But you know what determines your price, your scones price, is your ingredients. Because they are basic scones, guys. You know, basic scones are just flour, your inkomazi or milk, baking powder, your vanilla essence, your eggs and butter, right? That's basic scones. So if you're making basic scones, you can sell these ones for 700 rand. But these are not basic. There's nothing basic about these scones, my darling. There is literally nothing basic about a scone that looks like this. I don't know if you get it. There is nothing basic about a scone that looks this way. Because these scones, they have custard, they have milk, they have coconut, they have so many things. So these are not basic. So a 20-liter scones like this, you can sell them for 800 rand. So if you're selling them like this in 5 liter, you can actually sell them for 350 rands. If you're selling 10 liter, you can sell it for 400. No, 5 liter for about 250 to 300. Then 10 liter, 400 to 500. Depends on who you are selling to. And all these prices vary according to your location and how much you're buying your ingredients for. So the price I'm telling you guys those are my prices, right? So literally me where I am, I sell 20-liter scones for a value of 1,000 rand and they back. Because my scones are that good. You know, people, they don't even care about how much you are selling them. They just care about, Kim, what is the texture of your scones? What do they taste like? What do they look like? A scone like this, you cannot come and tell me that you want to pay 700 rand for scones that look this way. Never. So let's get right into the video, my darlings, without wasting much of your time. And packaging, guys, now this is 2025. We are not doing buckets anymore, okay? So you can use this foil paper plate. This is, oh my word, you can use this foil paper plate. So all of them, they have different liters. So this is literally 20 liter. Guys, this is so heavy. I can't even really carry it. This is very, very heavy. So there's 5 liter of this pack. There's 10 liter of this pack. Or you can use the cake pack as well. Oh, my goodness. Right? So let's start with the video. I've been talking and talking. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I bring you some scones. I want to take you through the equipment, everything that you need to make the scones. So I'm going to be using this gigantic bowl because I need 30 cups of flour. So this is just going to take everything once, right? Baking bowl, baking tray, flour, sugar, milk, desiccated coconut, baking powder, vanilla essence, baking soda, salt, eggs, butter, custard, evaporated milk, roller, measuring cup, turning spoon, your cutter, measuring spoon, sieve. Now let's get down to business. So first of all, you want to use your sieve, your flour, and your measuring cup to measure 30 cups of flour, right? Remember, you're measuring 30 cups of flour, and remember that if you're measuring 1 cup of flour, a cup of flour, you need to make sure that it's flat, and then make sure you sieve it properly so that in case there's anything just hanging in that flour, and also it helps with the texture of scones, actually, you know. Now you want to go in with your teaspoon for your baking powder, and then remember to also make it flat, and then you measure 30 teaspoons of baking powder. So if you are making 10 liter scones, whatever number of cups of flour you're using, always make sure that it's the same number of teaspoons for baking powder that you use, right? So after you measure your baking powder, then you want to also come in with your baking soda, right? So always also remember to sieve your baking powder. You see that actually, like, there's all the stuff hanging behind it. So also you want to do the same with your baking soda. So my baking soda, I'm also just using 2 teaspoons of that, and I'm also sieving it, right? So all my dry ingredients are actually to be sieved apart from sugar. So sugar, we are using 4 cups of sugar. So this now is definitely actually also according to your preference. Some people can actually go in with five cups of sugar, but it depends on also how sweet you want them to be. Or I don't really like extremely sweet scones, but I also want to taste the sugar. Like the sugar should definitely be there, but they should not be over sweet, and they should also not just taste bland, right? So that's why I use 4 cups of flour, so that it just really gives me the perfect taste that I'm looking for. And I'm also using 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 level teaspoon of salt. Now I'm also opening my desiccated coconut, because definitely this is the start of the game. This is the start of these scones, right? Like always, I don't know where you can actually definitely get it from, like Checkers. You can get your desiccated coconut from Checkers, or you can actually check any other baking store that you have around. And I'm using 3 cups of this dedicated coconut, and I know it's much, right? So you can actually like use 1 cup and you still feel it. You can taste it. You can actually, if you are biting that scone, you can tell that okay, there's desiccated coconut. So you can definitely use 1 cup, but because I like extra stuff, that's why I'm using 3 cups. You can use 1 cup, you can use 1.5, you can use 2 cups. Actually, don't use 3 cups, just use 1 or 2. All right, then you want to come and mix everything together. You can whisk it all together like this to mix all your dry ingredients. Always remember to whisk it properly to make sure that all your dry ingredients are well incorporated, right? So just take your time with that. And then now you want to come with your butter. So I'm using butter. This butter is 250 grams per pack, so I'm gonna use 6 packs of these. So 6 pack of these, that means I'm using 1.5 kg of butter, 1.5 kg, right? So if you don't have, you can measure it with your scale. It should be 1,500 grams of butter. Or if you don't have a scale, or your wooden spoon butter is already written the grams, you can just get 3 of them. It's 1.5 kg, or you can just always check out the grams. So, and also make sure that you are just measuring, like your measurements are always correct, so that you can really get something that will satisfy you and satisfy your customers as well. So this butter is room temperature. So you can, if you want, you can grate it, you can put it in the fridge, although this is just like a new style, if I have to be honest. You can put it in the fridge and you can grate it after you put it in the freezer, but you can just use it really like this, room temperature. But remember to wash your hands thoroughly before you go into that flour, because guys, let me tell you something, if you can actually avoid having nails, that would be good. But if you don't like I love my nails, and I trust me, I'm one of the cleanest people in the kitchen, so my nails are always very clean, and I always make sure that I wash my hands before I start working, because this is where the real work begins. Now this is actually like the way to use your muscles. So you want to come and mix it together like this. So these are your dry ingredients, your flour and your butter. You want to make sure that you mix it properly until your flour looks like breadcrumbs, until all the butter is dissolved and you can't really like trace butter, right? So you're gonna really get dirty, right? And this is where the work is, like I said. So you want to always make sure that you're wearing your apron, so that you don't dirty your clothes and everything, and just to make sure that you just really stay clean and look, you look the part, you know what I'm saying? So now this is what it looks like, and I'm still gonna go in and just make sure that I make it to look more smooth. Now it's actually like the perfect texture that I'm always looking for. Can you see what it looks like right now? Definitely looks like breadcrumbs. Guys, this is a lot of flour. Like these are like 30 cups of flour. This is just a lot. I know that it's not looking much on the video, because this is a video because of the camera lenses. So now this is your second step, and this step is your wet ingredients step. So what I like to do is that I like to mix all my wet ingredients together in one bowl. If you have like a dish or a bowl that is really like deep, you can just do that. Use one bowl to mix your eggs, your milk, your vanilla, everything in one place, so that you make sure that your thing, whatever you're baking, will just taste the same. Because if you're just going to pour your vanilla into your flour, or put your eggs inside the flour, one egg might have too much flour, the other side might have too much egg, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's just always best to just mix your wet ingredients together, and then you pour them into your dry ingredients, then you just combine the two at the end of the day, right? So I'm using 10 eggs, like as you can see here, I'm just using 10 eggs, and these are quite big, right? But that's just how I like them. So I'm also going to use 2 on the side just for egg wash, and you will see that when we are almost done. And then that's it, guys. So you can actually use your average eggs. It doesn't matter like the size of the egg, even if they are small, they are big, they are large, any size of egg. So you just always want to make sure that you're cleaning up as you're baking, guys, because if I wasn't cleaning up by now,
my flour will be on site, everything will just be here, and it wouldn't really look good. Like, remember, as I said, I'm combining all my wet ingredients together. So you're using 2 liters of milk as well. If you're using inkomazi, so you're going to use 2 liters of inkomazi. Then I'm also putting my custard. So this custard is homemade, guys, so it's just from custard and condensed milk, really. Then after that, now your vanilla. So vanilla, you can actually go in with any generous amount of vanilla. Like, there's no really like particular measurements for it, because some of them are concentrated, some of them are not. So just go really with any amount of vanilla that you really want to go with. And I'm also adding my evaporated milk, guys. This is evaporated milk. If you've been watching my scones video, you will know about this milk. And if you haven't watched before, be sure to go back to my videos, guys. I have so many scones videos on my page, and you can just definitely learn. And you see that I always use evaporated milk for my scones, because they will give them that yellow texture, and they will give them really a nice, the texture that I'm looking for, a nice texture, right? So you want to whisk it also. And remember, like I said, if you combine everything together and come and pour your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients, it's just the best way. That's just the best way to do it. This way, now you are sure that everything will just really taste the same. You know, you will not have much salt to the other side, or much egg, or much anything. Everything will just be the same. So this milk is 1 liter per bottle, so that's why I'm using two bottles, and that's 2 liters, right? So if you're using fresh milk, you use 2 bottles, and if you're using inkomazi, you can just use your 2 liters of inkomazi, right? Or if you're using your buttermilk, you can actually combine your buttermilk with your fresh milk, or you can use your cultured butter, right? So there's so many options that you can use, guys. And then after that, now when you're done mixing your flour, you want to come and dust up your area. So like, remember, this is a very important part to note, because if you don't do that, your scones will stick on the surface, and that will just make it very traumatic for you to just like carry on, you know. So this is what it looks like right now. So I just didn't want to really like get my hands too dirty before, and then now I'm just going to start using my hand again. And so remember to preheat your oven as well before you start baking, or while you're baking. Just remember to do it as soon as you can. The earlier the better, so that everywhere, like, your oven will be getting hot while before you just come in with your stuff. So, and also greasing your pan. I'm greasing my pan with my cooking spray. So you can get that from any retail market, supermarket. So it's just cooking or baking spray, that's what it's called. And then after all is said and done, now you want to come and roll your flour. So the reason why you should roll your flour, actually, if you're making your scones, but if you don't have a roller, it's okay, actually. Like, you can just really like do without it. So the reason why I roll my flour is because I always want to have the same size, you know. I don't want the other side to be too big or to be too small. I just want to always have scones that are just the same size and in level, right? So that's why. So this is the thickness that I'm looking for. This is just like 1 inch, you know, to 1.5 inch. So I really like them very thick sometimes, you know, like, so I just keep controlling my hand, so that I can just really shape and size them according to how I want. So you see how to do it now. You're just gonna come with your cutter and put it, and now this is the outcome. That's how perfect it is, guys. I don't know if you will ever see another a detailed video like this, because this is so detailed, guys. If you've never made scones before, I'm sure if you watch this video, you should definitely be able to make scones for the first time, you know. So please make sure that you really like subscribe to my channel. If you reach this part of the video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and support me, guys, because it's not easy, you know, but you know what, we are here. I'm just happy that I can help so many people, you know, start their businesses and everything, you know. So this YouTube really has become, for me, it's just also a place for me that is really like life-changing, because I get so many testimonies every day. Some people write me on from Facebook, from Instagram, telling me that thank you so much for this, because now I can sell and I can take care of my family, pay my kids' fees and stuff. So really, such messages really like give me a purpose and make me want to record more and more for you guys, so that we can all make our lives better. You know what I'm saying? So please make sure that you subscribe and you share this with your friends. You can actually get together with your friends and try this recipe out and see if it works out. And you can try it and make it for your husband and see if it approves, and then maybe it might give you money to start your business too, you know. So please make sure you subscribe. Very, very, very important. Make sure you subscribe, and also let me know where you're watching this from, you know. So let's see if we can also get together as people from this comment section and actually like try out all these recipes. So I'm actually like thinking of doing my physical class in Joburg in August, so I'll let you guys know how that goes, so that you guys can come and actually we get to bake together. All of us get to bake together and get our hands dirty and enjoy scones together, and you know, and discuss over strategies of how to make, you know, this business a success and everything. So please let me know and write on the comment section, and let us just start interacting on the comment section, and because there's just so much more that I want to do with this, that I'll do with you guys. So yeah, so now you want to use your cutter. So with your cutter, guys, it's just like totally up to you which kind of a cutter you want to use, the size of a cutter that you want to use. Like this particular cutter has about 6 or 7 sizes, right? But I just like this one. This is like big. It's not like average, it's definitely big. It's a big one, because if you have like 2 of these scones, you definitely be full. All right, so also if I'm making 25 liter scones or 20 liter scones, I prefer to use it because the scones will not be really big, and they'll, you know, the bucket will be fuller on time. So this is just about it. Do you see how easy that is? Like anyone can do this, guys. Even if you've never baked before, you can definitely do this. I grew up baking scones, you know. I grew up watching my mom do it, my sisters, everybody around me, because this used to be like almost our everyday breakfast in my house, by the way. So like I have so many flavors. I have lemon scones. Do you guys know that there's ginger scones, there's blueberry scones, strawberry scones, there's all types of scones, gem scones, everything. So if you guys want more recipes on scones or different flavors of scones, there's orange scones. Let me know in the comment section. I'll just make it happen for you people. So now you want to bake these at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes. But remember to keep your eye on them. Because some ovens don't have fans, some have fans. So, and also varies on the heat and everything. So like there's a lot really that really happens with different ovens. So guys, this is about after 15 minutes. I was just checking, and I think I'm gonna put them back, and then now this is the total outcome. This is definitely the final look that I need for scones when they're all just like a bit brownish and everything, right? So you see what they look like now when they're out of the oven. So that's perfect. So this is like about a total of about 15 trays that we baked, and there's so much more to go, right? There's like this is a lot of scones, guys, by the way. This is 80 to 100 pieces of scones all together. So tell me why you can't try with at least maybe just 1 tray for a start. If you want to just start making scones, you can follow my start with smaller quantities, like 4 cups of flour. You know, like I have 4 cups, I have 7 cups, 8 cups. So, you know, like just give it a try first, and, you know, just like get your hands strong and stuff. So this is the second tray coming out now. So like I said, it's a lot more coming. So guys, I was in this kitchen for like over 3 to 4 hours. You see why you should definitely like subscribe to this channel, because that's a lot of work, right? You'd agree that's a lot of work. Okay guys, so this is pretty much how you bake the scones and how you package them. And then I also want to talk about scone storage. So generally, scones can actually stay, if without a fridge, they can even stay up to a week, right? Depending on the temperature on your weather. But like in cool temperatures, scones can stay for a week or a week plus. But if you live maybe in a hot area, or maybe if it's just during summer, just make sure that you can actually definitely put them in the fridge. You can put them in the fridge, but the way you store them, you first put a normal paper, right? You first put normal paper in a container, or whatever container you want to use, or a plastic bag. And then you put your scones inside, and then you cover them so that you just keep the moist in, and so that any water, maybe there's no water that also goes into them, so that they will not be soggy, right? Or you can actually even do the same method. You can you can have a container, put a paper inside first, paper like a book paper inside, and make sure that you cover all the surface, like all the, if your container or your plastic bag, then you put them inside and cover them with the paper again. Then just maybe seal your container, or now tie your plastic bags like that. They can stay in the freezer for over a month. They can stay in the normal, if you can refrigerate them normally, for over two weeks, you know. So they can really like stay long, and each time you want to have them, if you're coming from the fridge, you can warm them and just enjoy them like that with your tea, with any beverage of your choice. And scones are just lovely, and they have changed my life, and I hope they change your life too. And I hope as you watch this video can give you ideas on how you can actually elevate your business and also start making more customers. And I hope your customers come back for more. And I love you guys so much for sticking around and for watching and for learning and to be open to learning my recipes. You know, if you have something that you're not understanding, you can actually like write it down on the comment section. And as you know, I always respond to you guys. And by the way, if you like my work and if you feel like this video has really like giving you something that you didn't have before, maybe you didn't even know how to make them, you can send me super thanks, guys, by the way. So YouTube has some kind of like super thanks, it's stickers, so you can just like give me super thanks stickers. They're like 5 rand, 10 rand, 15 rand, 20 rand. It's all up to you. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. And I will be waiting. Where are you watching this from? Please, if you've made it to this part of the video, please drop me some yellow hearts to show that you learned something. Drop me yellow hearts on the comment section. Bye.